The Zalrith Consortium never feared humans. To them, Earth species was a curiosity at best, primitive bipeds with emotional instability and an inflated sense of importance. Commander Virex sat in his command chair, long fingers drumming against the control panel as he scanned the files. Humans, he muttered. Biologically unremarkable. Prone to irrational behavior. Adaptability noted, but overstated. Behind him, the holographic display shimmered, showing live footage of the containment cells. 6 human children sat within the sterile walls, wide-eyed but oddly calm. Virex sneered. Fear. Predictable. His second-in-command approached. Commander, specimens secured. Initiating cognitive observation protocols. Good. Let's see what these creatures can do when stripped of their comforts. He leaned forward. Monitor communication. Humans are social, isolate them, and their cohesion breaks. The lights flickered. Just a brief, subtle tremor through the deck. Virex frowned. In the containment cell, Tammy Garcia, 12 years old, ran a finger along the vent panel near the floor. Her dad fixed vac systems for a living. She'd spent countless weekends handing him tools and learning which wires did what. She tapped twice on the metal. The boy across from her, Jake Morgan, cocked his head and listened. Tammy mouthed one word, loose. Jake nodded. The aliens watched their monitors but saw only children sitting still, whispering occasionally. The surveillance AI dismissed the noises as irrelevant. Commander Virex turned away. Increase sedation missed by 30%. Keep them compliant. The lights flickered again. Longer this time. A dull hum followed, like distant machinery grinding out of sync. Sir, an officer said, we've got anomalous activity in the environmental systems. Nothing critical, but strange patterns. Recalibrate and ignore it, Virex snapped. They're children, not engineers. Inside the cell, Tammy felt the vibration shift beneath her knees. Got it, she whispered. A panel popped free, revealing a tangle of alien circuitry. Jake grinned. Think you can talk to their ship? Tammy shrugged. Let's find out. She twisted 2 wires together. The ship's lighting turned an ominous red. Alarms blared across the bridge. Commander Virex barked orders, his calm cracking. The main display screen went black. A child's voice crackled through the speakers. You detained human kids. A pause, followed by soft, mocking laughter. Oh, sweet summer alien. You've made a mistake. Virex's skin paled as his officers scrambled for answers. On every monitor, diagnostic text scrolled in human English. Playtime's over, buddy. The alarms wailed through the ship, shrill and disorienting. Crew members scrambled to make sense of the cascading system failures. Commander Virex's voice sliced through the noise. Shut it down. Regain control. We're trying, sir, an officer stammered. Environmental controls are responding unpredictably. The security grid's compromised. It's like someone's playing with it. Virex's eyes narrowed. The children. In the maintenance crawlspace, Tammy wiped her hands on her jeans. Okay, we have basic access. Not full control, but enough to mess with them. She turned to Jake. How's the team? Scared but holding together. Emma's calming the younger ones. Kevin figured out their comm system. He's patching us through internal speakers now. Tammy smirked. Perfect. Let's make Em sweat. Throughout the ship, the comm system crackled. The voice of a child echoed through the corridors. Hey, Mr. Tentacle Commander. We asked nicely for snacks, and you ignored us. Big mistake. The crew froze. The translator confirmed the words. Virex's jaw clenched. Mute all internal comms. Systems aren't responding, sir. They keep rerouting the signal. In the central corridor, gravity flickered. Alien crew stumbled as their boots lost traction. One officer yelped as she drifted toward the ceiling. The artificial gravity returned with a jolt, slamming them to the floor. Commander, another officer shouted. They're cycling environmental controls. Temperature fluctuating across compartments. Oxygen mix altering erratically. If this continues, Seal off the control core, Virex ordered. Lock them out. Deep within the ship's wiring, Tammy watched the indicator lights shift from green to amber. They're trying to isolate the control core, she said. Can we stop it? Jake chewed his lip. Not completely. But we can slow them down. Do it. The ship's internal displays shifted to static, then showed crude, hand-drawn stick figures. One held a flag labeled Earth. Another stick figure had extra limbs and excess for eyes. A child's voice accompanied the image. You thought we'd cry. We're laughing. You thought we'd break. We're just getting started. Virex slammed a fist against the console. Enough. The bridge lighting surged, then died, leaving the crew bathed in emergency red. The main screen flickered, showing a live feed from the cargo bay. The camera zoomed in on an open maintenance panel. A handwritten note dangled from a wire. Catch us if you can. Virex felt his stomach drop. These aren't helpless creatures, he realized. They're predators in training. Sir, an officer whispered. There's an outgoing transmission, to Earth. Virex stared at the screen. The children weren't trying to escape. They were setting the stage. Tammy's voice echoed through the ship once more. We're fine. Don't worry about us. Worry about them. The transmission reached Earth in less than a minute. It bypassed firewalls, pinged military satellites, and landed squarely on the desk of General Susan Carter of the UN Interstellar Defense Fleet. She replayed the message 3 times. The voice was young, confident, and far too calm for a kidnapped child. We're fine. Don't worry about us. Worry about them. Carter's hand hovered over the emergency comm panel. Then she pressed it. Activate Protocol Titan. Full fleet mobilization. Target, Zalrith Consortium vessel, tracking signature confirmed. Across Earth, dormant defense systems came to life. Lunar bases spun up railguns. Mars Command redirected orbital platforms. Civilian broadcasts were interrupted by one unifying message: children abducted. Response imminent. Stand by. Parents of the abducted children were the first to react. Grief gave way to fury. Across social media, one phrase trended in every language: they took our kids. Now we take everything. In the corridors of power, politicians who normally squabbled over resources found unity. The Zalrith had crossed a line no species had dared approach before. Humans, for all their chaotic history, were protective beyond measure, especially when it came to their children. Fleet Command relayed the situation to the Galactic Council. The councillors responded with caution. Humans are emotional, one alien diplomat commented. Surely they will negotiate. Earth's reply was broadcast on every open frequency: return the children. Now. Or face the consequences. In deep space, the Zalrith Consortium's command network intercepted the broadcast. Commander Virex stood on his bridge as the audio played. The human voice was steady, devoid of bravado. You took what we cherish. We warned you about our children. Now you'll understand what that means. The bridge crew shifted uneasily. For decades, the consortium had relied on superior technology and psychological dominance. They had dissected countless species, all of whom had eventually yielded. But these humans, they didn't sound afraid. They sounded angry. Commander, an officer said, voice strained. Long-range scanners show multiple warp signatures inbound. Hundreds of them. Trajectory, direct intercept. Identify. The officer hesitated. Human fleet. All military designations. Virex's claws tapped the armrest. How many? 300 vessels, sir, and climbing. The bridge fell silent. No species deployed that many ships for civilians. No species saw children as strategic assets. But humans did. Virex opened an encrypted channel to the Consortium High Council. His voice wavered. The humans are coming. And, they're not here to negotiate. The lead counselor dismissed him. Humans are impulsive. Hold position. Discipline will prevail. The comm went dead. Virex stared at the black screen. Behind him, the ship shuddered as the first human scout drones arrived. On Earth, General Carter stood on the bridge of UNS Retribution. The stars ahead were dotted with Zalrith signatures. She gave a single order. Engage. The Zalrith ship trembled under the precision assault. Human forces didn't bombard indiscriminately, they surgically dismantled shields, sensors, and engines with chilling efficiency. Commander Virex gripped his chair as the lights flickered. The bridge smelled of scorched circuits. Status, he barked. Shields gone, propulsion offline, an officer answered, voice cracking. They've boarded us, sir. Sections 4, 7, and 10 report intrusions. We can't stop them. Virex's mandibles clicked anxiously. Humans were supposed to be fragile. Yet, here they were, bypassing defenses with terrifying ease. His gaze shifted to the monitors. The children's cell was empty. The ship's intercom crackled. Commander Virex, came a woman's voice. Calm, deliberate. This is Colonel Sarah Morgan of the UN Interstellar Defense Fleet. You stole our children. We're here to take them back. The voice paused, then added, surrender now, or learn why every nightmare in this galaxy has a human face. Virex lunged for the comm panel. You're overreacting, he said, straining to sound confident. They're just children. We meant no harm. The reply was immediate. That was your first mistake. You thought they were the weakness. But they were the warning. Explosions rattled the hull. Virex turned to the tactical display. Red markers, human soldiers, advanced with relentless precision. The Zalrith defenders were retreating or captured. In a dim corridor, Tammy crouched behind a crate with Jake and the others. Ahead, human marines moved forward, armor gleaming under emergency lights. One soldier paused, helmet retracting to reveal a woman's face. Mom! Jake shouted. Colonel Morgan's eyes softened as she pulled her son into a hug. You did good, kid, she whispered. Really good. Tammy held up a scavenged alien datapad. We kinda took over their ship, she said sheepishly. The colonel grinned. Yeah, we noticed. Minutes later, human forces secured the bridge. Virex was hauled from his chair, arms restrained. His eyes darted between the human soldiers and the children standing behind them. Colonel Morgan approached. Commander Virex, she said, voice cold. You wanted to study human adaptability. Congratulations. Now the entire galaxy knows. This is disproportionate. Virex stammered. We only took a few. Morgan's eyes narrowed. Children. You took our children. And you thought we'd sit quietly and mourn. She leaned closer. Never. Again. The broadcast of the Zalrith defeat spread across known space. Species that once saw humanity as naive now understood the truth. Humans were cooperative and curious, but crossed their children, and they'd unite with unstoppable resolve. The Zalrith consortium collapsed within months. No other species dared test humanity's protective instincts. Back on Earth, reporters asked Tammy Garcia how they'd managed to hijack an alien ship. She shrugged. We just got creative. Adults always underestimate kids. In orbit, a commemorative plaque was installed on Earth's flagship. It read, to the galaxy, we were underestimated. To the Zalrith, we were a nightmare. To our children, we were exactly what we were meant to be, relentless.